We'll see if there's MD lagging or anything. They seem pretty okay off the line there, nobody really jumping for what we can see. Just hope that Max remembers to wipe his nose, because he's got a bit of a bloody nose from being this high up on the grid. We'll give you as much as we can. I've not streamed in a while for an actual rate. I've been streaming races and watching races, but it's obviously been an F1 manager, so if I turn around and try and get folk to overtake, then you know why. But we'll make sure you get as much telemetry as we can give you. So as always, we'll give you the tyre compounds and the lifespan. We'll try and give you the full track map and any other telemetry. That. Take rid of this menu again. There we go. It's been a while. It's been a while. So as stated, Adrian has went with those soft tyres. I feel the first time around in a league season it's difficult to know which strategies. There you go, soft, medium, hard. I did say the two-stopper. And of course this is the one-stop of the medium hard, but safety cars are going to dictate it, VSCs are going to dictate it. You don't know what's going to happen. You can't predict the Spanish Grand Prix. As I say, there's so many places where you can potentially lose it. We'll do our best here to give you the best cameras possible as we can as we filter through the grid. But yeah, I've been rusty in the old streaming, so we might be a bit lackadaisical there. But we'll see. I'm already getting used to try to hit right stick to get the better camera. So let's put the pressure on McLaughlin. Will he line up correctly, or will he get the DNF? Can we get some in the back? Oh my god, Adrian, a bit of wheel spin there. Seems okay so far, most people. Oh, an active GMC's just rolling up, he's cruising up on his lowrider. There we go, I think that's the last of them coming into field. Bad Otter was disqualified. He's the only one that messed up the markings, but here we go, ready for lights out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to go. And we are lights out. We get a yellow flag straight off the bat in sector 3. It's a terrible camera angle. Adrian's not got off the line particularly great, so that wasn't fantastic. Camera angle, what are you doing to me? Get to turn 1. I'm going to go on board here with Charlie and P4. But you can see there, Geely Men's with a great getaway there ahead. We try and get further down the field if it gives us angle. It seems relatively okay so far in terms of cleanliness, which can always be a bit of a factor when you've got people starting on the hards that are quite difficult to warm up. In some cases we're going 3 or 4 wide here. It does seem a bit punchy. See Morris in there with South Raptor, Andrew and Leah getting close to each other, and hopefully this will start to settle down. There's an aggressive move around the outside here by South Raptor on the Mercedes, and they seem to be going well 2 by 2, and already a little gap establishing at the back. This is a place that's notorious that some people can crash if they do not nail it correctly, especially on those high fuel loads, but it seems like everyone's perfectly fine there. We're right on the back with SLR Jack, who's chasing active GMC, who's already dropped 1.6 seconds behind. Round the outside he goes, just gets enough room from active GMC. They're going to go side by side, contact to the side pod there, and it just seems better traction there on the outside for Jack allows him through, and Morgan is now right in the rear wing of the Haas. I'm going to put pressure on him. It's all about getting a great launch out of that final chicane, and you can see that gap there. Jack 1.8 behind. McLaughlin leads by just under a second. We've got a move here. I think it's Mason Gammon pitting for damage. We'll take a wee look here as everyone else seems to just be filtering one by one. Hopefully we don't miss any moves. Morgan looks like he might take active GMC, but we're just going to see if this is wing damage, and you can see that at the front it is. So we jump to that battle up in 7th place, and it seems Morgan's had to back out. He's going to go by a more narrow line, but then decides to take out a little bit, and it seems like he is going to have to back out of that one. We're looking around the field. Legendary Danny putting a bit of pressure here on Morgan. We'll see here how close he gets in this tight and twisty part of the track. I personally hate this, absolutely hate this part of the track, as it's so easy, especially here when you take that veer to the left hand side, that your car can just go nope and into that gravel and wall on the left hand side there, as Morgan is one of those people that has veered not to the left, he veered to the right there, but still a very common place for an accident to happen there. And Morgan on those hards, they may overheat like hell, and Morris is gone, and I think that's another place where that can happen. We'll go with Morgan. and you can see the car facing backwards. I don't know if that's maybe come off. You see the right hand side of our screen there. That is a very slippery curb there, and it can cause people to crash there. I think Steve-O did one season, I think. Sorry if I've just completely threw you in it there, Steve-O, but I think that's what happened. But it seems we're going to stay green with our racing anyway, and we're going to go and find some battles. We have DRS. We'll get a bit of a battle at the back here. Somebody's round. That's Mash that's round. Molly seems to have been caught up and stuff as well, but Mash is currently just getting back to his senses. Don't know if somebody damaged, but these guys are way behind the field there because Morgan's been able to surpass them, and Mason Gammon is on his route to get closer. Active GMC seems to be the closest. It'll help if we actually on him, as he's on the onboard here. Just try and stay within DRS of Jack. Jack's going to be pretty vulnerable with that 1.8 second gap now down to 1.7 on Charlie. I just feel here, this is so easy to lose the car, especially with those sausage curbs on the right hand side. You just want to get yourself a good exit here. It's a very short DRS straight. You can't really... You can make a move, but it's very, very difficult just because the time you get the proper acceleration, the corner is pretty much upon you. So it's good pressure here from Active GMC. And as I say, we'll keep further back here to see if Jeff's going to make any moves here on Legendary Danny. I have to thank Jilly Menz for that one. It's the name I've certainly stole off him. Actually, one battle I want to find is at the front is Adrian is clawing in and Jilly Menz. Both have got DRS. We've got another yellow flag in Sector 3. It seems like it's Active GMC that's had a moment, but we'll stick with this battle just for now. Adrian has finally got those softs into a rhythm, as both the Ferrari and the Alpine have caught up with the Ferrari in a nice wee 2.6 second gap established to the Active GMC. Is a bit of a bang in there with the LSW Legend. I only caught the end of that, so I can't really comment on it. But just saw a bit of side pod to tyre. Legend does seem to be struggling a little bit. And that's going to allow Leah this approacher on the inside, who's going to be the last of the late breakers. And yeah, I think Legend must have damaged here with how easy Leah's made that. Although, to be fair, he's coming back at him. And a yellow flag in Sector 1, and that is Mason. Oh, a bit of contact there between Legend and Leah. And I think it's Mason Morgan. It's going really slow on the racing line. I think he's back up to speed now. Yep. Can move back to this battle at the front. Hope you like onboards. We'll try and flicker between the two. Maybe the Ferrari teammates going to work together here, or are we going to see plan A, B, D, G, H, L, Z, known Ferrari, with the Alpine in tow? Maybe that's L plan. We've got plan A to H in front and then L plan behind. Yellow flag in Sector 2 now, and it's that place I say that you can have a lot of issue with, and I think the latest person, the camera wasn't helping us there, but into the gravel you can see is Mason Gammon, and I don't see any damage to the front wing on first inspection, but that is not good for him on the soft compound tyres. He's already 12 seconds behind the field. Now let's see if Adrian can make the move, get a move further back. Leah gets a move on Legend, we'll jump to that one, and that's just a squabble there. Into turn 1, and Leah, is that some sort of contact by Bador? I'm not too sure, we turned on it very late to see that. They better watch with the guys coming as well. I think they're going to be okay before the likes of Molly and Morgan can arrive on the scene. But yeah, I caught that a bit too late. It'll be interesting to see if anything does get submitted there, if it was, as I say, on the curb, or if that was the Bador front wing. And we have Morgan round again, and Mason Gammon has given up in the pits. That's fine, I don't need to worry about trying to find and locate that, but Morgan there, as I say, such an easy place to lose it if you just push the boundaries, the limits that wee bit too much, and that's what can cause that. So the field's actually spread out a little bit. The two real battles we've got here is the front three. Nice wee battle for P6 between Legendary Danny and Golden Egg Fryer, and the likes of Active GMC behind Raptor and Preds right behind WOR Andrew. But this is where you can kind of see it's a few battles here. The medium runners all fight each other, the hard battlers, and then Adrian going against all logic. A yellow flag in Sector 1, and that is just the car of Mason Gammon coming out. Is that going to cause obstruction as they take this first sector? This is why we don't like retired cars. It does seem like it is off the racing line, but it's still an option to throw Jilly Menz off, and it's gone Adrian into a position to possibly attack, and it's just a little bit too much there for Adrian to make up. So Max leads ahead of Jilly Menz, ahead of Adrian, and this squabbling has allowed Charlie just to sneak up. as we've got another spin around, and this time there's SLR Leah. And is he going to keep the Leah? Stay to the left. Come on, follow the escape road, use. Anyway, back we go. And I think that might be Morgan possibly retiring. No, it's another spin there in the last sector as he carries on. Good stuff. Never give up. I would never give up until you're a lap down, because let's be honest, a safety car can bring anyone back into this race at any point. You never know when it could happen, and that opportunity is always going to be there. So Legendary Danny now chasing Jack, who seemed to just like kinda like, you know, teleport. It was interesting. Actually going to go in the back of with Jeff here, because Jeff is also in this battle. It's a freeway DRS train. Just going to see if any of them are running setups that will accommodate them on this one proper place to make an overtaking move at the Circuit de Catalunya. Personally, I have other places I prefer to overtake, which I will not mention, because we're racing tomorrow. You can find out then. Because I don't overtake many people, but when I do, it's usually one place at this track. So we'll wait to do that. But Jeff there just backing up there. Nice wee healthy gap ahead of the active GMC. And yep, so far. Okay. Oh, was that a little bit of, I thought it was a little bit of shunt here. Keep an eye on that one. But there's this battle up in front here. Charlie's right up into this battle now. 4-way fight for the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. The Red Bull has managed to just sneak up there. And he's got a full battery. Get away your secrets here, Charlie, but you've got a full... as he is right behind the Alpine and the two Ferraris. It's going to be really intriguing to see how long these tyres last for Adrian. Basically, before they overheat, before they properly degrade and lose performance. And would him going on hards be fine? Is he going to get clean air to actually put the laps in before everyone else puts theirs on? Or is he going to be compromised by no other people in the field? Is he not going to establish a gap enough? Because Jack's in this battle now. We're going to have like a proper 7-way DRS train. If Jack moves a little bit, we get a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3, which is the tail end of that, and I believe that is Leah. And it's another one of those places where you can have a bit of an issue. It seems like those tyres seem very warm. That car seems very skatey. We've got Morgan in the gravel as well. As I say, another place where you can have an accident. Somebody had an accident there in F1 a couple of years ago in practice. I don't know why Brendan Hartley makes me think Brendan Hartley, but he's the world's most unluckiest F1 driver despite being fantastic at endurance. We'll get a battle here. Andrew, well, I got a bit out of shape there just to be joined on him there, trying to chase Legend, but of course Andrew is on the harder tyre, the compound. We could see ourselves a real battle here. Any one of those 7 guys could win this race. Very, very plausible, that is for sure. See what else we can find battle wise. I think we'll jump back up here because Adrian's just within 210, so if he sets himself up well at the chicane, this will give you a better idea of that train. Let's see, and Morgan's retirement in the pits, fair enough. And these guys get very lucky. Jack's had a spin. He's now entered the pits. I think he's going to have to resort to going into the pits. He's got a full front line, but I think he was kind of... Yes, says he makes sure he makes the limiter. He does. It might not be the worst time to have that spin and pit. I know that sounds absolutely mental, but get your... Oh dear. Well, he got away with that. So, well, he's got damage to the front line, so he'll change that. But I generally thought there that glitch car was just going to... was going to cause a lot of issue. But you can see there, it's a field of 6, but if these keep squabbling, if Jack gets himself some clean air, which if you can see with the mini-map, he is going to come out behind Marsh, but ahead of Leah. Now if he can work into that gap and preserve his tyres and hope there's no safety car, then absolutely every potential he could work himself back into this particular race, because these guys are just going to keep costing each other's time. Before we know it, active GMC is going to get in, and then South Raptor as well. But as I say, it's Adrian's the one to watch here. That wee bit of difference in the strategy, and you can just see here he's keeping with them. Batteries at 49%. Let's do battery watch. 86, 41. So you can see here it's probably double the battery of Jaylee Men's onto max. You've then got Adrian on 46 as well. If we go further back, Charlie 65, is he eyeing up a move there? Maybe a wee dart. But decides now, I'll back off this time. Legend's going to pit on the mediums. Is he looking at 23 laps on the hards? Could he be going for damage if we can get away from this battle? I'll give you a wee idea. I'm assuming Legend will pit for the hards. We're just going to see if it's a front line change. And you can see them at the front there. That is another front line change. But again, take yourself out of traffic. You can put yourself in a fantastic position as the story continues at the front. As Follow the Max begins with Max McLaughlin leading the race ahead of Jilly Menz, Adrian, SLR Charlie, Legendary Danny and Jeff in P6. And the rest of your point scorers at this moment in time would be Active GMC, South Raptor, WOR Andrew and RL Predators. And they're going to try and make a move at the end of Sector 2. It does not seemingly to be the case at this moment in time. Just feel here if you get far too aggressive you can see yourself just veer into that left hand side. As we try a mid-race check-in of the coupon, and we have Celta Vigo winning. Oh my god, Mets, if you could please score, then I would be a very happy guy. And we keep carrying on here. I think Adrian's in a great position. He's the one we need to watch here. He's going to have the drive. But is he going to have the tyres? Is he going to have the setup? Is he going to have the straight line speed to get that Ferrari that's going to be towed along by its teammate? We'll jump on the Geely Men's cam. He's gone for it. He's gone for it. He's gone for it. He's gone for it. He knows better. You can just see there how close they are all getting. The fact that Legendary Danny right up the rear of that Red Bull, if you like, a little sponsorship article. There you go. There's your plug time in this SLR race. But they've kept the gap, admittedly, very consistently to GMC. Oh, and Legendary Danny maybe overshot that. Did he not expect the braking of Charlie there? Very well avoided. And to be honest, if you can keep up good pace, Danny, and not be flustered by that, it might not be the worst. Get yourself to the back of that train. Get back in the mental state of being, calm, cool, collected. Nurse those tyres. And see that wee battery that's down at 12%, you get that charged. And we can see what's happening from there. You can see there Charlie, maybe as Adrian's tyres starting to go off a little bit. But we're going to be intrigued. We'll monitor that gap then with Danny following them. We'll also see the gap to Active GMC as well. It's going to be really interesting to see what can go down here. We're going to have a pitter. Adrian's softs have lasted 10 laps, so if anyone needs some data for the weekend, you go 10 laps, so he's going to go 23 laps on the hard tyre. And you'd imagine he should filter possibly roughly where Marsh is, I'd imagine. Oh, and Charlie, is he round? Has he been tagged? There's nobody else there. Has he just lost it? Oh no, I see the car to the left hand side. That's completely on me. Jeff has exceeded track limits. He's got a 10-second penalty. So that's my bad. I never saw it. He's also seemingly going to let Charlie through, but apologies on that one, Charlie. As I say, it did seem a very strange incident, but when I see the car veering off to the left hand side, I'll let you determine between yourselves and the steering team what you wish to do with that one if it's submitted. But yeah, out of nowhere, and maybe taking that wee break has allowed Legendary Danny, and also by the way Geely Menz must get caught up in that because he's down in 5th, South Raptor's 4th. What the hell happened? It was on one on board with Charlie, and before I know it the gap is the leads everywhere. And this has also brought Charlie into play, back into play. It's also brought Golden Egg Fryer. Andrew decides I will take position at number 7 for the Alfa Romeo. I think then we may have some damage on the car of Jeff, and I'm going to try, if you give me 2 seconds trips, to get Jeff back in the game, Active GMC back in the game if it lets me. I've not got him as a friend. I need to get him off race director. Why are you not letting me get him? Your gamer card. So definitely damage on Jeff's car then, as we'll try and get Active GMC back in the game as Raptor. Makes a loss. Oh, he goes way wide there. As Geely Menz has got away. But this seems to be the closest battle that I can see, apart from down at the bottom there. Said I wonder where Adrian's going to come out. Cleared Marsh, cleared Moley, cleared Bad Otter as well, and Adrian comes out in a nice gap. 5 seconds to Preds. I think that's a good position for him to put laps in. I need to sit here and try and monitor this result in MEPS. at the same time as streaming. Fantastic. Mets are against Titan 10 now, thanks Cordy. I'll have Cordy as my alerter for who is going there. But I need Mets and I need Sporting Lisbon basically. Yellow flag in Sector 1, that's SLR Leah and the Aston Martin. Get GMC back in, so hopefully he joins safely. If we go to the front, by the way, front two separated by 7/10 of a second race of Legendary. Danny's going to put any pressure on Max. Battery wise, Max does have a good bit of a gap there on that, so you can utilise that to his fullest, but you can see Danny maybe feels this isn't quite the right time to attack. Jilly Men's the fastest lap of the race, a 1:21.2. As they continue to pump the laps in here. We're not quite at halfway distance, but we're getting close. A few incidents of note. As I say, a little tangle up there between 3 or 4 drivers, and that's how you see the front two getting away. As I said, I feel with Danny, that's possibly one of the instances where that lock-up and evasive action may have been the best thing that could have happened to him. But they maintain a 4-second gap on active GMC. The pressure's going to come from those guys further back on the new tyres as they try and navigate traffic. So we'll keep an eye on this one. See, I think Danny's just going to try and sit in the DRS for a period of time. We'll keep an eye on Raptor and Men's. Just going to take a wee quick swig of juice. Unfortunately these days is now diluting water, but it is what it is. Other brands are available. You can see there are a lot of gaps there out with I said DRF. This one's quite interesting. Legend, Chase and Jack. Both have made that pit stop. Active GMC's in just now. So South Raptor. So that is going to split the field up a little bit more as they opt to go 18 laps on the hard tyres. A yellow flag in Sector 1. That's a Williams, and that is Preds. No, it's not Preds. It is Legendary Danny, who's took the spin, and frustratingly he needs to wait for the Red Bull. Is he going to go now, or is he going to wait for this other? You have to go at one point, buddy. I know you're gonna come back. And he's been disqualified. He waited and waited and waited. He maybe had to be a bit more aggressive. I'd have maybe even tried to reverse there and see if he could peel to another part of the track. But that's a DSQ for the Alpine. He was having a fantastic race as well, and that's seen the end of his journey. So now we'll follow the Jeff train, as he is just 1 second behind Molly, so he's not in DRS just yet, but the 3 parties behind him are in the form of Marsh, Jack and Legend. Let's see, Legend will give us a better on board of what we can see ahead of him, as McLaughlin continues to have a 6.2 second lead at the top. So Bruges 3-0 up, Dortmund have won. It is literally this Mets game. I need to go. They're 11-4, the other team's 20-1, come on. Oh, he was beached. Cheers shot medal. I wasn't sure. I thought it was just. I genuinely thought it was just being really, really nice. So, fair enough. That's obviously a good enough reason for the DSQ. I just thought it was doing a gentleman thing and just going, no, after you. After you. Oh, Jeff is round. I wasn't even paying attention. I was been reading chat there, but Jeff is round. And that's a spin for Jeff. And he's going to carry on there. We'll jump onto this battle here because WOR Andrew. The mediums possibly of Charlie's starting to die off a little bit as we get the hards of Andrew properly now, making him a factor, you could say, in this race, because he's going to be on those softer tyres, those mediums in that second stint. It's how long he can make these last before he feels it's time to jump. He's got that gap down at 4/10, and that's a healthy gap to Preds in 7th. You got Legend making a move on Marsh. Am I going to get to that in time? We'll quickly dive down to that. You can see that manoeuvre there as the train continues, just minus Jeff this time. Max has decided to pit. Jaylee Menz doesn't really have an option here apart from go. He's going to have to absolutely send this and have the greatest in-lap of his life to try and put pressure on McLaughlin as he tries to heat his tyres up. That is going to be pivotal. McLaughlin is in the pits, we know. Charlie is in the pits. Andrew takes second on the hards. Now it's up to him to extend. It's going to be very interesting where McLaughlin and Charlie came out. They're going to come out behind Adrian. What did we say earlier? And Adrian has a 2.6 second lead. He has tyres that are up to pace. We have a yellow flag for an Alfa Romeo, which is SLR Jack, who it seems like has magically spun again, and that is going to drag him into the pits again. I think you've got enough time here, Jack. If you can get yourself a nice fresh pair of boots, hope for a nice wee safety car, I think you can get yourself into a tidy wee place. I would certainly not be looking to leave here, as Leah will take P15 and we've also got Molly in to move on to hard compound tyres. The closest part we have is a Marsh challenging LSW Legend. It just seems like he's too far back. But it is quite interesting on the factor, as I say, that Danny was beached, because that's going to show over the course of the weekend. That could happen to you. That could happen to any of you guys that are watching. As I say, just be cautious when there is a gravel trap. And remember, when there's yellow flags, be prepared to stop. This is where the hard tyres are looking to come into their own, as Adrian is looking to get the go on Preds. Geely Menz is pitting. This is where we'll find out, has he managed to overcut his teammate Max McLaughlin? It remains to be seen as WOR Andrew continues to lead the pack. It looks like Max has cleared his teammate, and it is going to be Preds and Adrian in those podium spots at the moment. Of course, Andrew and Preds yet to pit, but I feel like Andrew could be a massive factor in this second half of the race, as we are past half distance and have 15 laps remaining, and we're hoping to God that Metz can score. So you see there, actually Max has got himself, what, a 5.7 second gap on. Of course his tyres will be up to a bit of temperature now. Menz is going to be struggling. He's battling with active GMC, whose tyres are up to temperature, and that is going to cause the Ferrari driver to drop down to P7, and that's not a place of the track you want to be battling with cold tyres, my friend. Certainly not. Check the... Oh, I'm streaming, but I'll try. 3-3. Jesus Christ, is this going to be mad? Oh my God. It's a lot of red cards and a lot of goals. Mental. Anyway, Adrian get by Preds. That happened. Bit of my goal didn't, but that happened. And this is now the Bad Otter train. It's what I called the UK train in F1 Manager, just not let anyone by. And created like a 30-second gap at Monaco. And see if it gets PR points. I'll do it again. Batch of GMC, it's by his teammate Bad Otter. Oh, they get very close there. And that's probably sensible, playing the team game here. I don't know if Active GMC's a reserve. I'm not actually too sure what the status. I should know this because I'm a hash driver. Yeah, you know, just let the guy in the fresher tyres go by and yeah, go for there. Geely Menzel has really good pace here. Can he make the move on Bad Otter's 18 lap old hards? Don't think it'll be too long, by the way, until we see the likes of Andrew, Preds, etc. in. As you see there, we've got SLR Leah, who is in the pits at the moment, changing on to a medium tyre compound. Let's see, that's the thing with the DRS, it's not really helping, as I say, in any way, shape or form of Men's trying to jump in here. Just keep an eye on this. Through here, it doesn't matter what kind of line you take, as long as he's getting towed by DRS, he doesn't really have a chance. You know, he's kind of lumped behind him. I mean, you can rinse it, you can try. Let's see what Geely Menz is thinking. Let's have a look at the other camera. You can see in the background South Raptor's getting involved. Is Geely Menz going to go for it? And he just is too far back. Yellow flag in sector 1. That is a Ferrari. And that is Max McLaughlin. And watch the rejoin, bro. I'm pretty content with that. I feel he's went on to the opposite side of the driver's line. But that is saw him drop way down to 8th place. And that's going to have tyres that are going to be seriously cooking if you smell what the rock is cooking. But we are now in a DRS train again. And I say, with all this squabbling, with fresh tyres still to come, you cannot rule out WOR Andrew at this moment in time. And Adrian, if he can make them last, is in it to have a very, very good race. Oh my God, Metz, how have you not scored? Let's see what other battles we've got here. You can see there's a move being made. Or did he just back out at their J. Lee Men's? I think he was side by side, but maybe didn't fancy being bitten by the otter. And now we've got Andrew in the pits. Where he filters out is going to be key. That train is going to be absolutely murdered to make your way through. But with Bad Otter leaving, it does open up a gap there between J. Lee Men's and get Raptor in there over on the right hand side. McLaughlin's maybe looking at a move on him. He's just going to be too far back, and again the DRS is going to be key. It's such an easy place to spin, especially on those hard tires that aren't going to have the best grip in the world. They're going to have the durability, but they're certainly not going to have the greatest amount of grip around about there. We'll check on South Raptor at the moment, that seems to be closest. Bad Otter's filtered back out in at P12 on a fresh pair of mediums. Actually, I see most of the field are pretty close together. Just Molly, Jack and Leah that have drifted apart, but as I say, with 15 runners, it only takes 5 people to just decide to bin it when the pressure gets tough, and I can see herself in a points paying position. Andrew, try to get those tyres up to temperature. It's going to be 2 seconds behind Charlie, and Leah has the fastest lap. A pace there from the Aston Martin driver. Active GMC is left for the second time, so we will try and get them in again. Race director, incident, view gamer card, and invite to game. I'm trying to get Active GMC back in, but that is the second time for the Haas driver at the worst possible point, because this is when J. Lee Men's is going to seek his opportunity. This is when he's going to see that AI car is going to be vulnerable, but if he's not close enough, it's going to be pretty much pushing it round this first couple of corners. And you'll see here, the yellow flag in sector 3, that is an Alpha Tauri, and that is the 20 laps of SLR Marsh. I would just pit at this point, Marsh, if you're 20 lap holding then, buddy. Get yourself on some hards and just vibe. Maybe even put some softs on, actually. It's 11 laps. That's up to you, buddy. I always say whatever gives you the most pleasure and lets you have fun. But we're back in the train. Charlie has joined the train as the Active GMC, at this point in time, AI train. He's had his invite, so let's hope he gets a hold of that. It does seem like they are just all towing each other around. I don't think I've really mentioned them for a while, but fair play to Pred, still out there. 21 laps. There's a move around the outside, possibly. McLaughlin, is he going to have the better grip? Is he going to have the better traction? They're going to go side by side into the chicane. It was probably smart there not to do that. There's Marsh has retired. There has been a collision there with Leah, and that is going to result in a full course safety car. As you can see, heading out of the pits there, that little yellow dot. Don't actually know what happened there. I don't know if one's spin, one's tagged the other, and that's caused the DNF. But we are going to have a 11 lap hold safety car. Charlie knows what Adrian done on the softs. He's jumped on them. Are we going to have a soft shootout around about Spain? Now, I don't want to embrace my own ego here, but you know, the last time there was a couple of laps to go safety car in Spain and if they changed all the softs, your El Dahir get the win. So, I'm not saying what I would, do tactically, but if you've got them, I'd probably fire on the softs. Oh my god, Sporting Lisbon are 2-0 up. You have actually done me at 90 quid, mates. God damn you. What a line that was as well. What a line. Well, we move to tomorrow. Bad, mates. Now, the good thing for the leaders is, at this moment in time, they have not caught the safety car, so they've all got to do it, surely. You're all going to get swamped here. The only person I say that maybe wouldn't get swamped, and there's two of them, is maybe WR Andrew and Bad Otter. But I think Andrew would need Otter to stay out as well, just to be a buffer. Andrew stays out. Adrian opts for mediums. He didn't have another pair of softs. Or he didn't feel those softs, maybe he felt they didn't last long. But that is going to give Andrew a buffer that is not on the same tyre as the rest of the field. So a lot of drivers in that top 10 are going to get really, really punchy, and that must be... Is Leah trying to get DSQ'd? Don't know why you would try and overtake people under the safety car, buddy, but you do you, partner. So Andrew leads ahead of Adrian once they've all pitted here. Then Active GMC, ARL Preds. Tell you, Preds is having a pretty solid race, just holding out on those hard tyres. Geely Men, South Raptor, Bad Otter, SLR Charlie, Max McLaughlin, LSW Legend, and then Jeff, Molly and Jack. So I said, by the way, the likes of Molly and Jack, they're quite far behind. Never give up, the whole John Cena spiel, and you could put yourself in a position of potentially scoring points, because obviously the safety car will know that a lot of this grid are not close together. Now I wonder, if you're a Molly, if you're a Jack, do you pit again? Get even more fresher boots on the car, because the field is still quite spread together, and give yourself proper up to temperature softs for a dash to the end. Although, the downside to that, the guys that are running and have pitted up the front probably will have those tyres go to the end rather than die off more than they normally would. Oh my god, Colton is back in the server. Dun dun dun! Just realised that when I saw Plum. So nobody decided to pit. We carry on. And I would like to believe, with how slow they go in this middle sector, you probably will see those three back markers catch up. So that'll be Jeff, Molly and Jack, and we should, a speculative guess, go racing here. And if Andrew can give himself the best buffer possible, those tyres should be perfectly fine to hopefully withstand the pressure behind. He could be your race winner in the Guan Yu Alfa Romeo with the Sebastian Vettel helmet. So you can see there, Jeff is just about to join the back of the field, Molly and Jack just to follow, and if it's quick enough, it'll be a very late entry into the pits of the safety car, but we should go green here. There you go. It's almost as if you've played this game 9 million times, you understand what's going to happen. Who do we have the onboard for? That is the question. Do we go with Adrian? Do we go with Active GMC? I don't even know if he's in the car. It's could still be AI. I've invited him. But we'll find out then. Preds, as I say, a very cautious race. Nursing those hard tyres, staying out of trouble, and find himself in a great place. We're going to go with Adrian here. We'll see how slow that WO Andrew decides to go. And when he goes, he's going to launch off the corner. Of course, no DRS, but the battery is getting rinsed by Adrian, and we'll see if they've left Active GMC in the dust, or if those softs are going to give him the grip getting at this corner. So maybe Active GMC is one to look at. He's had the back out a bit there, and this is where he should make the gain. Just see how much grip these softs get around about here. You watch, just don't tap the curb there on the right hand side, and that'll send you spinning round. But they've all managed to come through one by one. The train assembles. A couple of gaps in it. Interesting to see how Bad Otter does, as we've got Legend losing out there to Jeff for P10, and Charlie and Max having a little squabble here. We'll try and get the onboard on Jeff to see that, as Max ahead of Charlie as they all come into the corner there. You can see that Jeff got a much better run there than Charlie. It's going to put Charlie under pressure, but I think Jeff just had to come out the power a little bit there, and looks like it is going to be stationary until we get around the corner. Round and round go as Jack gets ahead of SLR Molly there for P12. It's probably vital at this point to stay within the DRS training. If you're somebody like Jeff, I think you really just need to send it and just try and stay within the boundaries. I will say for somewhere that usually can have a few track limit violations, none so far. And I think Jeff's might be for pit lane entry. It's the fastest lap. Just got to check that if we can. 10 seconds. That was of course Jeff trying to dodge and avoid Charlie. I'll leave that one to how they want to view that. But the steers going to move up further. As Active GMC and Adrian were going at it as well. So, oh, and round goes Adrian. Adrian, no! I don't know how they've done it in Rocky, but Adrian is round. I'd need to get a better view of what's happened there. And, yeah. Not my division. I'm not sure of it. You just make your mind up. It seems like every incident I've been too late to really properly comment on it. It seems like it's the aftermath that I'm getting when they're side by side. We end up in a position. Andrew, GMC, Preds lead the way. And Men's slowly in behind. Followed by Raptor, Otter, Max and Charlie. Down in 8th place. I think this is probably the closest gap here. We'll stick on the board of Raptor here. Just as he tries to make some inroads in Men's. But it might be worth monitoring the position of Active GMC here, the softs. How much peak performance do you really get out of them? And of course he's a lap away from DRS, and Andrew, well, he's going well. Active GMC is on race winning pace. He is the fastest man on track at the moment. For friends down at whatever company that is that does it. AWS. Eluded me for a second there. Oh, we got a spinner! I don't know if it was a spinner or what, but Charlie's fell down a few positions. Bad Otter is down a few as well. Legend making some gains. That could have been contact. They say you just assume when you see someone dropping so many places, they've maybe hit the curb there, so not too sure on that one. As we continue this battle here, this is for 5th, and it's a 2-second gap that's been pulled out, so there's obviously been some sort of contact somewhere. And that is going to put South Raptor in a very vulnerable position when these guys get the DRS toll. So we'll keep an eye on gaps between these guys. Oh, Spain, give us some good camera angles for goodness sake. See how Jeff files in here. You can see the Mercedes under the pressure from the Ferrari. And we'll keep an eye on that lead at the top as well. As soon as that looks like there could be a potential move, we'll hop on it, because Andrew is slowly getting closer to DRS range of being out of it. He is going to be followed here by Active GMC, but they've dropped Preds, which could open up an opportunity for Jaylee Menz. Bad Otter has opted to pit. He may have damage possibly. And we'll get a move around the outside possibly, and it's well defended by by Andrew. But oh, they go. They're going to hit wheels, bumpy twice there, and that has saw Andrew round. Oh dear. And the fact I've described that as bumpy kinda says, guys, racing side by side, that was not ideal, and that will probably be investigated by the relevant authorities. I've made it sound like they wanted the police there. Back to racing we go, and Jaylee Menz is in 3rd place, chasing Preds down. And we'll see if he can utilise the DRS here with 4 laps to go. Yellow flag in sector 1 and 2, and I think Andrew's tyres are going to be absolutely cooked. But I mean, he was in a position for a race win. It doesn't seem great. As I say, I'd need to look at it back in proper clip for him and break it down screen by screen to see who possibly is at fault there. But yeah, not ideal to have that rate. That pretty much decided the race with 4 laps to go. And Jaylee Menz all over the back of Preds. Preds is going to be so vulnerable here. The battery difference as well. I feel it's going to be a matter of time. Andrew's had a little spin again there, and Preds loses P2 to Jaylee Menz. But as I say, in the terms of Preds, it's been a very decent drive. It's just a case of, as soon as he lost that DRS, it was always going to be a struggle. And by the way, Jack's made his way back up to P8, Molly's made it to P10. What did I say about these guys? Just never giving up, hanging in there, and you've got yourself a chance of opportunity. Jeff! He's done well to keep that out of the wall there. I don't know if that was a spin or whatever. We caught on that late. We just managed to see the name going down. But our version of Jean-Eric Veron there, Jeff, has managed to survive at the moment, but is going to be under big pressure from SLR Jack with, of course, warm tyres. Andrew's had another incident there. I think the tyres must be absolutely shot. And we've got Bad Otter in the pits as well. So we effectively have a field of 11. Andrew's just trying to get the car back in one piece. Oh! Oh dear, dear, dear. That's not what you want to see in league racing, but I think I know what that might have been like. We have a safety car for 3 laps of this race. I don't want to blame or cause any commotion, but yeah. That's not good. Yikes. Few people pitting for fresh softs. So we're going to have 6 guys on very used softs. We're going to have Raptor, Molly, Adrian, Charlie, and Bad Otter on fresh. Bad Otter, I think the safety car's going to come in this lap, so it is pivotal that they all catch up. I think Bad Otter's maybe going to be a wee bit, he's going to have to absolutely nuke it. He's going to have to get that Ferrari illegal engine to catch up, I think. Get Mash leaving this session there. I haven't even checked by the way, I don't even know if I'm going to get time to. Oh, we need to be quick. On the fastest lap. Fastest lap at the moment is Adrian 20.161. That may likely be beaten actually. Gap intervals, thank you. Position change we don't want, we want that. There we go. All the re-entries, I don't want to say what I looked like, but it kind of maybe looked a bit revenge. I don't want to accuse, but I'd need to see it from Andrew's perspective. Oh, and that's a terrible. But I don't know if you saw it there. Legend just decided, oh, I like rallying, like a bit of the grass. So here we go. We have a top 3 of men's, Preds, and McLaughlin. As Charlie said, Adrian there, both guys on those new soft tyres. So there'll actually be closer gaps here because these are going to be the punchy ones. Jack's. Oh, Raptor's decided he wants to go with the Carlos Sainz route there of taking a bit of the grass and going a bit of rallying. And we'll see if we can just see what battles there is here. You can see the 2 Ferraris are swarming around in the top 3. And we look to have a battle here between Preds and Max. It's very vital we remember, this is a 2-lap shootout and this is with no DRS enabled. South Raptor, by the way, has got by Jack. Jeff's got the penalty, which is predominantly going to see him be P10. It is vital that Raptor can clear Jeff and get on to Legend, and he could have a chance here. We've got a move here. Legend. Preds is a little bit of an off, I think. I don't know if that's just the tyres giving up, but Legend into P3. And we have a yellow flag somewhere. Maybe that was what it's for, I'm not too sure. But anyway, men's leads Max McLaughlin, leads Legend, leads Preds, as we have a 1.4 gap to Raptor. I think it's going to be a bit too much to make up in a lap. He's going to have to nuke it. We can see them all hustling for position here with Molly making some moves. Charlie as well on the fresh tyres. We'll see what happens here. Jack under a bit of pressure as they come into turn 1. It's Bad Otter that's heading off and Molly's just going to back out there. By the curb, Charlie there just looking to see what he can get. Oh, a bit of a watching there because that could have resulted in a spin. And he's been taken and it looks like it's by Adrian, and that corner has just not been ideal to a lot of people. It's kind of stuff like this that Jeff won't particularly mind because he, with that 10-second penalty, is going to probably... he's still going to... Well, I might finish 9th now. I think a lot of these places may be up to Stuart's discretion after the race, as Adrian's tyres are probably short there, so he is going to filter away. But we are with the front two, the two Ferraris. Jaylee Menz, Max McLaughlin. Has Menz got the bottle to carry home? How have Ferrari not messed this up with strategy? Surely at this point they take each other out. That's what Ferrari do. They make a colossal mess of it. Or is it going to be like Bahrain? We come through the final chicane. There's a yellow flag somewhere. That's Raptor that seems to have been somewhere. He's lost position anyway to Molly and he's going to be behind by Jack. We need to jump to the front anyway. It's a Ferrari 1-2 and Jaylee Menz takes the win ahead of Max McLaughlin, ahead of LSW legend Preds in 4th. SLR Jack 5th, Molly 6th, South Raptor 7th. Jeff will be at the moment 8th. He'll probably filter down to P9 behind Charlie. And 10th position is going to be Adrian. Eventually. At one point. Anytime soon. There, in fact, what I can do actually, by the way. So fastest lap went to Adrian as well, so 2 points for Adrian with that 120.161. At the end there with a 120.4 from Max. Look at the pace Andrew. Andrew was on 120.6. Can you imagine if he got on those softs with that with a restart? You know, I think he would have been your fastest driver there. So a lot there, but you know, you could probably leave to Stuart's discretion. As I say, I'm just here to spout shite and talk. It's my stream, I can swear. But I'm just here to blabber on. As I say, I'll leave that to that relevant Stuart and team, and I'll deal with Formula 2. So, I've already forgot the top 3. Jaylee Menz, Max McLaughlin, and LSW legend. How ironic is that? A former team, in fact, former admin friend, and a guy that I enjoy listening to do the Division 3 comms. So if you give me a wee second, we'll all get them in the party, if I can. I'm just going to, if it lets me, just take that down there, so as I say, the relevant teams, if they don't have them, can get them. We know what your fastest lap was anyway. That was, as I say, Adrian. I don't even have a party running, but we'll see if we get them invited. So view card, and we'll invite. I think that's invited legend to a party. It's the worst place to try and find everybody's name. There, we'll invite him to the party. And we'll invite Jaylee Menz to the party. And then I'll have to jump on Twitch for 2 seconds because I need to enable party. Volume. Just give me 2 wee seconds. I'll do a sound check. If one of you want to say something, just to see if he's coming up on stream. Nah, he's only popping up on it. That's a pain. I mean, I can do interviews, but nobody's going to hear these, unfortunately. Unless, actually, if he's is the option to tick boxes popped up? No box. Right. Well, say that's because obviously I've enabled that quite at the last minute then. So, what advice then is? There's absolutely no point in interviews, but that looked like a very hectic and enjoyable race. Anyway, guys, and I hope he's enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed commentating on that. Right, so sorry for that, guys, but cheers for jumping in. But I say absolutely no point if I'm not being able to, if it's not going to let you be heard. Right. But as a translator. See, the worrying thing is not translating; it's remembering what you say. Remember, I'm Scottish, man. It's a bit difficult for me. Right, we'll do that then. We'll try. We'll go with the translations then. So, Max has already left. I'll tell him to join if I can. While we're doing that, of course. So, we'll start then with P3 Legend. How did you find that, buddy? Yeah. I've got to try and remember this, by the way. So I can't even remember back to the start. So basically, legend has said early wing damage. He said he pitted about lap 9 or 10. After that, just there was the big chaos at the front. GMC get taken out, and then after that, just managed to avoid stuff and ended up in a podium place. There we go. That's not bad memory. Right, Max. We need to basically translate. So basically, you're telling me your thoughts, and then I'll relate to the stream. How did you find that race finishing in P2, buddy? So to summarise what Max has told us, silly didn't change tyre pressures. Very hot tyres in the 110 degrees. Straight line setup. Absolutely murdered in the corners though. But finished in P2. So well done, Max. I'm proud of you. I didn't jinx you too much as I thought I would. I thought you were going to end up DNFing, knowing me being on comms, but as a P2 for you. And we'll finish up with Jaylee Menz, the man that does the mic in Division 3. How did you find that one, buddy? Mm-hmm. So just basically to translate there, basically Geely Menzies said basically didn't quite have the pace of McLaughlin, but as I say was just keeping in, as I say, within the DRS. Had a few spins, ended up down in 6th place. But so just kept himself in there, and then with a few other people having a few issues, etc. And obviously a few people going at the end there, capitalising on the opportunity, and then seeing out to have a nice victory. I mean, for somebody that's never translated before or has never remembered a lot of a speech, I think we've done all right there. But I say, last minute things, these things happen. So that's it. Everybody's absolutely buzzing. We're having a great time in this podium party. But I'll wrap up there. As I say, this was a very last minute thing, and I have absolutely no preparation for it. If you've enjoyed it, SLR will be running the rest of the weekend. It'll be Division 3 at 6 o'clock, it'll be Division 4 at 9 o'clock, it'll be McEwen on Sunday, I think they're at 7, and it'll be Division 1 at 8 on Monday. I try and blank Mondays out of my calendar. Mondays are painful, so they just ignore that they exist. But anyway, cheers for everyone for tuning in, and cheers everyone for joining the party. Until next time, I will see you all soon.